Waterman, I'm the CTO of BlockStation. We operate an end-to-end platform for the listing, trading, clearing, settlement, and safe custody of blockchain tokens. And we work with stock exchanges and their entire ecosystem to enable them to trade these tokens. I'm going to do an example to demonstrate the difference between an ICO and STO, just to kind of try to make something vivid stick in your mind. Could I get Riza, and could I get another volunteer yourself? Thanks. Awesome. You stay on that side. That's right. All right, so Riza is going to represent the ICO world. And your name? Anthony is going to represent the STO world, okay? And first of all, give them a round of applause for embarrassing themselves.
Yes, I did.
There's supposed to be a black hat.
It's a black mask.
Just the incompetence of ICOs.
Yeah. So first of all, just when you look at it, at the outset of it, basically, when you're dealing with an ICO, you don't necessarily know who you're dealing with. Whereas when you're dealing with the STO, you're dealing with regulated institutions, trusted parties, etc. So just when I say ICO or STO, I want you guys to shout back out which one would you rather invest in, ICO or STO?
STO.
Okay. All right. So the second thing is the level of disclosure. Okay. So when we're dealing with ICO, we have a small level of disclosure. This is the kind of disclosure you may get with the STO. With the ICO, the STO, you'll have potentially prospectus level disclosure. Okay, so you could have information on the directors, police background checks, full business plan, understanding of the risk and the rewards. Okay, so would you rather go with the ICO or STO?
STO.
All right. And finally, the third main point I would say the difference between them is where are they going to be traded. Okay, an ICO, because it's lacking a lot of regulations and rules. It can only be traded in markets like crypto exchanges that are not really regulated. Whereas with an STO, these are going to be eventually traded on the stock exchange like the CFC. So what would you rather trade at? Would you rather trade with the ICO or the STO?
STO.
That the software is the key, and what we're able to do is we're able to utilize smart contracts on the blockchain in order to automate and streamline these processes. So I'll just do a comparison again. For example, with an IPO, we may be able to buy into equities, right? And in terms of compliance, let's say you had an insider. What we could do on the blockchain or the STO side is we could actually mark all of those addresses, which becomes very transparent. So if there was insider trading, we could see right away, right? And so we could protect our assets by selling along with the insiders. Versus at IPO, we would hear about it a couple months later after the guy goes to jail. So from that perspective, would you rather go IPO or STO?
STO.
So another thing, for example, you guys got to remember this. Another thing, for example, is let's say, so insider trading was one. We have additional compliance rules that we can build into the token. So for example, sometimes shares are supposed to be locked up for a while, but they slip through the cracks. Yeah. On an STO side, we could actually program into that wallet that these shares are not going to be released until a certain date, right? So we don't have additional shares flooding the market or doing something that's going to risk your guys' investment. So again, would you rather have an IPO or a STO?
STO.
I'm going to try that again. IPO or STO?
STO.
All right. And finally, one of the things as some of my panelists mentioned was, the fractionizing of assets. So imagine instead of buying an entire unit, let's say you're buying a building, right? Maybe you're buying a condo unit that you want to invest in. And you have to wait until a certain phase in order to sell it, so there's no liquidity, right? What if you could buy and sell it and go in and out of that market as you please, right? So it becomes liquid. So again, the flexibility with the blockchain tokens there's a lot more strength and flexibility. Yeah, I believe that 2019 is the year of the STOs, and this is where STOs are really going to emerge and come into the to the public's light. And the reason is because you've got stock exchanges all over the world that are ramping up and trying to prepare to be able to list and trading these STOs. And I look at the stock exchanges as the center of the financial system. And so, you know, with BlockStation, that's why what we're doing is helping, you know, the stock exchanges, depositories, brokers, etc., put in place all of their technology with a turnkey system, so they don't have to wait 4 years or 10 years later. They can actually turn on and switch right away. So this is the reason why I think that it's going to be really quick. It's going to be 2019 is going to be the year of the STOs, and we're going to see all of these different kind of asset classes come into play where they suddenly become liquid. They're live trading, and you know, the smaller investors can get into the bigger projects, which they could never previously touch, as well as you have that international attraction with the STOs, right? So I think you're going to have, you know, a lot of investors all over the world who are going to be kind of investing in different projects across the globe. So I think it's going to be a really exciting year for the STO.
Thank you, everyone.